I'm here today with my extremely late November favourites. I kind of forgot about it. It's one of those things that normally I'm really excited to film, and because I was so excited to film my gift guides, I kind of just forgot that I hadn't filmed my November favourites. So here it is, albeit a little bit late, and this month I'm not going to do just budget beauty favourites. I tend to stick to just more affordable stuff on this channel and leave the less affordable stuff to my Spendaholic channel. So if I have some beauty stuff, I'll throw it in a favourites video over there. And it's not very often that I can kind of get together enough non-budget beauty favourites to make a video. I think I've done it twice in a year. But I thought because it's Christmas, this is the time of year that maybe you'll be treating yourself or asking for things that you wouldn't normally spend that kind of money on. And so I thought I'd show you some of the things that I've really enjoyed using that are not necessarily low budget. So the first thing, and this is just going to be my most used makeup products. I'm not going to get into skincare and stuff. I'll probably talk a lot about that in December because winter is when I start really kicking off major skincare routines and stuff, and like really, you know, talking about new and different skincare and body care and stuff. So I thought I would stick to makeup, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is foundation, and it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. I've tried the original Double Wear and I do like it, but it's a little bit too heavy for me for daily wear. I could probably use this every day and be happy to do so. I've done a full review of it and I'll link that below. But I've since used it in different ways, like with my fingers, with a beauty blender, with brushes. I definitely think that a beauty blender, which is another favourite, is my favourite way of applying it. It doesn't look heavy or cakey at all, but it really does stay put. And these days, I don't know what it is, but my Revlon Colour Stay doesn't seem to be doing it for me. It used to be the most amazing foundation for my skin, it used to stay in place, and now it just doesn't seem to. I don't know if I'm more oily or, you know, your skin changes and it doesn't react in the same way, it doesn't kind of respond the same way to the products that you love. And so that's disappointing, and I've not completely given up on my Colour Stay. I am going to do a Get Ready With Me next week, featuring some more affordable versions of these products, hopefully. And Colour Stay will feature there. I have done a Get Ready With Me of this makeup. If you're interested, we'll link below. If it's already up, I will anyway. So you can see what I have on my face. But one of the things is this. It's lasted me quite a long time. I haven't used it all that much until this month. I used it a little bit in the summertime, but really in the summer it's more humidity and sweat. Whereas in the winter time it still is oil, and when you're in an air-conditioned office and you go from hot to cold all the time, it's something I really struggle with. So this is something I will buy again for sure. But I don't use it all the time. I kind of go in phases with it when I feel like my skin is just not responding to the other things I'm using. And sometimes I do think that when you use one thing for a long time, it just kind of stops working, and that works for, because it's not a skincare product, but because it's on your skin, maybe your skin just gets used to it, I don't know. But I'm hoping that my Colour Stay will come back in full force very, very soon because it's considerably cheaper. The powder I've been using, I do use different concealers, and I am trying the Double Wear concealer right now, but I'm not going to say it's a favourite because I'm still a bit unsure about it. My other favourite concealer is the Maybelline Age Rewind, but I've been told it's discontinued, so I'm trying to find a comparison. No, I'm trying to find a replacement for it. The powder I've been using for ages is this Healthy Balance from Bourjois. I've almost had it with this foundation or this powder. I probably need to get a new one soon. If you have any recommendations of a different powder, please let me know, because this is on its way out, and much as I like it, I do think it slightly oxidizes on my skin. It's a little bit dark to begin with. I got the wrong colour, but I do think that it kind of darkens over time. So let me know what your favourite powder is. For brows, previously this would have been a MAC product. I love MAC Fling. One of my all-time favourite brow products, hands down. I used to love the Smashbox, but the MAC one, the texture is just a little bit drier, it's thinner, so you can get a finer result. I love it so much. And then when Laura went to Vegas recently, I asked her to pick me up this. I've been looking for it for years. Every time I go to the States, I can't find it. It's the Maybelline Define-A-Brow. I don't believe we have it in the UK, which is so infuriating because it's basically exactly the same thing as the MAC product. And I think even if you bought it on Amazon, from the States, with shipping and everything, it probably would turn out being cheaper than the one from MAC. I can't put my finger on where I've put the MAC one right now because I'd love to be able to compare it for you, but I'll do a blog post and do a proper comparison, like one brow with one and one brow with the other, and like side by side so you can see it. But I swear to God, they're almost identical. So when I go back to the States, I'll be stocking up on these. My favourite. I got the one in dark blonde. Yes, dark blonde, and then it's another not so English name. But I just think, you know, especially with my roots coming through, I can get away with the darker brow. And yes, they are coming through. But I love it so much. It's so easy to use, and I'm a a big time, like, I want to say a connoisseur of brow products, but I don't know if that's going a little bit too far. But I really am very, very picky when it comes to brow products. So if I tell you something's good, you really need to try it. Next is a mascara, and this is the Bourjois Volume 1 Second Mascara in Ultra Black. I have the original one, which comes in a silver and like a, here it is. Here it is right now. This is the original, this is the Ultra Black. I don't really know if they're any different. I can't see how something can be blacker than black, but there you go. I do feel like the Ultra Black gives me a slightly more volumized look, and I think that that's in my mind, but I don't know. But I really like this one, and given it's Ultra Black, I'd probably purchase this one instead of the other one in future. The advertisers, they get into my mind. I'll show you what the brush looks like for those wondering. I absolutely love this. I'm so picky again with mascara, and mascara is a very personal thing, so just because it works for me, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll work for you, because, you know, it depends on what you like, but I prefer that rubbery, bristly kind of brush, and that's kind of an, what's the word? Rubbery bristly is like a oxymoron, because you can't be both, can you? You know what I mean, a rubber wand with the little, I want to say bristles, but that isn't a rubber brush, is it? You know what I mean. I like that, and I prefer lengthening mascaras, but that does both, so I really like that. Lips. This is not my favourite lip. This is one of my favourite lips, and it is somehow joined to my favourite lip, because my favourites this month have been the Maybelline Colour Drama Intense Velvet Lip Pencils. They've been out for a little while. The first one that I got was this, and it's in with coral. And I've got a gloss on the top purely because I was trying to recreate a look that I did a few months ago for a couple of videos, and lots of people asked about it. So I was trying to recreate it, and I did put a gloss on top, but the actual lip pencil is matte. And the one that I've been wearing a lot is Keep It Classy, which is, I'll just swatch it for you, a gorgeous berry colour. I did do a video on my favourite kind of budget berry lips, and this was one of them. I really, really love it. It's so creamy. It's not really entirely matte. I'd say it's more of a satin, but very, very comfortable to wear and not particularly glossy. So love these pencils. They're $4.99, definitely worth picking up, and comparable to the NARS, which I've also been trying out a lot this month just to kind of really compare the two, and they are definitely comparable. If anything, the NARS is a little bit drier, but I would say that with the Maybelline, it depends on what colour you get as to what the formula is like, because I have another one here which is called Minimalist, and this is almost, well, it's not scratchy, it's not, that's not true, but it's very, very much drier. It's got a strange sheen to it, it's almost a frost, but it's a lot drier and a lot less comfortable on the lips. So I compare them to the NARS, but I don't know if the NARS, I've only got one, I don't know if the NARS is inconsistent throughout the range as well, but I know that Keep It Classy is considerably less drying and more comfortable. So that's just something to mention. Next, or lastly, for the beauty products, is a perfume I've been wearing most, and it is this. It's Princess from Vera Wang. In fact, I'll put some on right now. I love it so much. I think it was about this time last year I got this, and I kind of forgot about it for a while. As you can see, I wore it for a while, but I kind of forgot about it, and Milo tends to come in here and rifle around my things and want to put perfume on and want to play with my makeup and things like that, and he picked it up and said he wanted it on, so, you know, I let him have it on. Whatever. And when I smelled it, I thought I really like that, so I put it on myself, and I've been wearing it ever since. I really just kind of forgot about it. When you have multiple perfumes, unless you smell them on a regular basis, you kind of forget what they smell like and which ones you prefer. And I really, really like this one. Again, not particularly seasonal. I say again, not particularly seasonal, but I've picked up from the previous video where I was talking about this makeup not being particularly seasonal. So again, as I was saying earlier on in that other video, not particularly seasonal. It's quite fresh, and I don't know, it's definitely more spring summer, but who cares? Who cares? I have like pale pink nail polish on right now, bright corally stuff going on. It's not a seasonal video. It's a November favourites, but I look like I'm in the middle of summer, so hey ho. So that is it for my beauty favourites. Now I haven't prepared this bit because I wasn't really prepared for these favourites at all. I just kind of thought, I'll talk about my most recent and most loved makeup, and then I'll go on to talk about some other random favourites, but what are they? I'll talk about TV, because I always talk about TV. $1 Million Listing has taken over our lives. We're watching on a daily basis. If you haven't seen it, and we're gutted now because season 4 hasn't started yet. I think it started in the States, but it hasn't started for us, and we've been kind of catching up, so we've been able to watch it all the time. Basically, it's kind of like Real Housewives, but it's 3 real estate agents, and that's it. So they kind of sell houses and you see all behind the scenes of that, but it's the relationships between these three guys, and it's really hilarious. It's really interesting because you get to see inside all these houses, and some of them are epically insane, and you get to see a little bit of behind the scenes of real estate, but it's more the relationship of these guys, and they're just individually so hilarious. And then we watched the, what is it called? You know, like when the reunion. It's so like Real Housewives. We watched the reunion, and they were all kind of chatting to each other. There were tears and arguments, and oh, it's so good. If you like Real Housewives, you will definitely like that. Newsroom came back on recently. Love Newsroom, and I really feel like for their final season, they've really brought it back, because the last season was a bit nah for me. I wasn't that interested, but I love Newsroom, so I was gonna watch the final season. I'm gutted that it's the final season. But I was going to watch it anyway, and I'm so pleased that the storyline is it's just so much better. And obviously some of the storyline does depend on the news stories that they choose, so it's not entirely up to them, but I just felt the previous one was a bit lacking for me, and this has definitely got me hooked again. With regard to Netflix, what have I been watching on Netflix recently? Not tons with Lee. I've been watching the originals because I mentioned about True Blood ending, and someone here on YouTube recommended the originals as a spin-off from Vampire Diaries. I didn't really want to start the Vampire Diaries from the very beginning, and I felt like it was a little bit teeny for me. I haven't really watched it, I just kind of saw adverts and it just seemed a little bit that way, and someone recommended the originals as being a little bit more adult, blah blah blah. So I've been watching that. I really enjoy it. Lee wasn't so keen, so I'm watching that by myself. Rewatching Scandal again. Rewatching the Gilmore Girls, because that recently went on Netflix. All of them are on Netflix, so whenever I have kind of time and I want to watch something in the background of what I'm doing, because I've already seen it, so if I'm like wrapping presents, or if I'm like cleaning or something and there's no YouTube videos, I say that there are so many Vlogmas videos to catch up on right now, but at a point where there aren't that many YouTube videos I want to watch, I'll put the Gilmore Girls on kind of in the background. But I think that's it. I'm going to kick myself when I edit this for not mentioning something huge. I know I will. I don't know, I'm sure I'm forgetting something. A couple of favourite YouTubers this month, probably repeating myself massively because I talk about them in different videos. Obviously Marnie from Ms. Gold Girl, really enjoying Simone Scribes because she is, actually I don't know what her YouTube channel is called, that's what her blog is called. I don't know, I'll link her below. Simone does vlogs and different YouTube videos, and she went away for a little bit. She just kind of like, she does it when she wants to, which is great, because when she does come back, it never feels like forced or anything. She just takes a break, comes back, takes a break, comes back, and much as I wish she did it all the time, you know, what are you gonna do? So Simone is back on YouTube and vlogging and stuff like that. Ali Valentine is doing Vlogmas, which is really fun. Obviously all of my friends, my YouTubey friends, It's Em is doing Vlogmas. And that's everyone that I can think of just right off the top of my head. Oh, and Avia, the Sparkalicious as well, I'll link her below. She did some really good gift guides this year. And that's it. I'm not going to keep going on because it's probably going to be an insanely long video, and it's already a late November favourite, so let's not do that. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've got some kind of ideas of maybe not so budget beauty. I hope you don't mind me mentioning those things. I know that this is a predominantly affordable channel, but I thought I would kind of show you some of the things that I've been using that I do really feel like are worth the money. Oh, I forgot to mention something. I have something in front of me, and it was my favourite blush of the month, and it is Stereo Rose from MAC. Let me open this up. I've mentioned this before, I know I have, but probably only on my other channel. It's so gorgeous. I'll swatch it. Can you see that sheen? Oh, so good. You don't have to get Stereo Rose specifically. Of course you don't have to get any of them, but you don't have to get that specific one, but the mineralized skin finish like blush range is absolutely amazing. Stereo Rose only comes out at certain times. It's a limited edition thing, but I would say if you ever see it and you can get it in a store, very unlikely you'd get it online because it probably sell out straight away, but if you ever actually see it, buy it, because I think it was around 20 some pounds, I forget, but it's gonna last me so long, and it's just beautiful. One of my all-time favourite blushes. I could probably do away with the majority of the MAC blushes that I have because I hardly ever wear them, but that one is really gorgeous. So that's it. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my final Christmas gift guide.